Welcome back to the 50k series, which is now ended. No, I'm joking. I still got one of the 50ks, but I do want to get to payout. I was originally the series was just going to be like see how far I can take these two accounts that I've bought, but well, I don't want to ruin the update. But let's just say I passed the account now. I passed phase one last update. Well, I did say that my next video was going to be when I either fail or pass, and I now passed phase two. So now, let me actually make myself smaller. Now, this 50k here, which I got at the start, which I started trading at the start, is now P2 pass. So, P2 pass, and then now this 50k is going to be added in to the rotation. Hopefully we just get a win now, and then I can just take a payout, and then the series will be done in under 1 month using a fully mechanical model, buying one account and taking it from phase one to phase two to a payout. Would be lovely. But I'm going to just update the journal quickly. Okay, no, Friday was the 31st. So on the 31st of the 7th of 2026, I got a gold loss. So gold lost on Friday. Can't remember which direction it was. I think it was a long. So we took a loss, which meant that we were down about 2% initially off the first trade, which was last week. And then there was actually a win on Friday as well, which I missed. So I missed the trade on this account, which is annoying. So I would have been down 1R. I would have been down 1R from the pass. So then yesterday's trade, which I won, that would have just done the 1R which I needed. So I would have passed yesterday regardless. So yesterday, we'll say it's Monday, because Monday's when I took the trade. It's just it was yesterday when I passed the account because of it was an overnight hold. It was a New York session, Euro USD, long win. It was 4R because that's what I needed to pass. So 9.5R total. 5 trades, 3 losses, 2 wins. Obviously the wins are massive, which is kind of what saved me. Really, I should have only just passed one, but because of like the risk approach and like the willingness to take the risk on holding trades over what my actual target is. But it's just knowing about when to do that. I don't do that on every trade. I do it only certain times, which I'm not really going to get into now. But yeah, let's go and break down these trades for you. So coming into gold now, gold on last Friday, come onto the 4-hour chart, look for the bias. 4-hour bias is the most recent 4-hour breaker structure, which was clearly to the upside here. Hasn't broke below since, so we are bullish. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. It was a London trade loss. I thought it was a New York trade loss. Well, then, I'm an idiot, and I can't replay this now. I'm just going to break it down right here. So, it was a London loss, which meant I was marking out the lowest point from midnight to 8 a.m, which would have been this line right here. So, we actually swept that here. Then we got the first candle in line with the bias here. When price came back down here, that was the fake out. And then we went for the breaker structure to the upside to a fractal, which we got there when price closed above this high with a fractal on. So then we were dragging the fib from the low of the sweep to the high made after the break, which obviously my cursor's over here, but I'm just lining up with this high here. Tapped in here. We actually go up and we actually go up a decent amount of R there. Let's have a look. We go up to, fuck off, 2.5R reversal, which is always nice. So then that came up, boom, stop loss here just after market open. So that was the loss that we took on Friday. I thought it was a New York session. It wasn't. Now, let's quickly go over to the EU trade now, which was the one that I actually passed the phase 2 on. So again, we come on, and the first thing we look for is our bias. Bias is the most recent 4-hour breaker structure, clearly to the upside here. Nothing came close below anything. Bullish. When I'm bullish, I'm looking for buys. So I'm looking for previous session low sweeps to frame my trades from. It's a New York session trade, so I'm waiting for a London session low sweep, which is the lowest point from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if I keep plain price out now. So right there, we come and sweep that low with this candle here. Then we have our first candle in line with the bias. Then we're just waiting for price to come and reclaim that zone, which it does straight away. So then now we've had the sweep and the fake. Now we're just waiting for a break. And if you see, like you would have seen if you've watched the other videos, and if you haven't, then go watch them. You could literally like fully familiarize yourself with this strategy purely from watching trade breakdowns, because it's so mechanical that it is literally a visual strategy. Like there isn't any like fundamentals, top-down analysis. It is literally just like it's a pattern. It's technically like a pattern strategy. It's literally just boom, the highest point between these times. When that gets swept, you wait for the first candle in line with the bias, so the first candle in the opposing direction. Then you draw a tool, which then you're just waiting for that tool to get tapped into. Then you're waiting for a break. Like so fucking easy. So now we're just waiting for a breaker structure to the upside to a fractal. So if you see there, fractal forms, we come and close above it just here. Let me mark that out. So we come and close above that just there. So that's our breaker structure. Then we're just waiting for price to retrace a little bit, like so. Then we're dragging our fib from the low of the sweep to the high made after the break. Entry on the 618. Again, fixed entry. How do you find the entry? Fixed tool. Where's the take profit? Fixed take profit. Usually 3 risk to reward. Obviously, I targeted 4 because I needed, like I say in the first videos, I target what it takes to pass a phase 1 in 2 trades and then a phase 2 in 1 trade. So 1 3R win would mean 5%, because this is a 5% to pass account because it's the stage 2, and I was 1R down from the loss. I needed 4R to pass, so that is why. You'll see this trade was a fucking long one, but a prime example of why I do not move to break even. I do not look at my trade. Well, I'll be lying if I said I was not chart watching this, because obviously I set alerts. Like I would have set an alert at like 2R. Usually I set an alert at 2.5R because that's when I start to like trail my stop loss. For the if I'm targeting bigger. On my like live accounts, I never target more. I just do 3R because over the long run that is more beneficial. But for evals, I'm going to target more because I can pass quicker. As you can see in this series, I've passed quicker from targeting more. And then I trail my stop. But this example is a perfect example of why setting and forgetting is important in this strategy. Obviously, in your strategy, it might not, and that's perfectly fine. But in my strategy, it's more beneficial. So, tapped in there. Let me actually show you. So, 2.5R is here, yeah? So this is where I would have had my alert on. I would have an alert there, I would have an alert at stop loss, and then when my price goes there, I would have an alert at break even. Just because I like to know when it's back in drawdown or take profit. But yeah, we'll go to a 4R here. So that's where the take profit would have been. This was an overnight hold of doom. So, boom, 2.5R goes off at about 8 p.m. I'm like, oh my God, like bang it, quick win before bed. Let me put an alert at break even and then an alert at take profit. What happens? I think I might have had an alert like just above break even, to be honest. But yeah, you see it, retrace a bit, is what it is. Then you'll see what happens. Then it goes back up to 2.5R, just there. I was actually up for this. I shouldn't have been. Half one, I was up. Yeah, so it's hit 2.5 again. Then I've set my thing at BE. Still awake at this point. Boom. Then I've seen it go down to BE. I'm like, great. I've just watched it. Like I'm awake at fucking 2 a.m. when I shouldn't, and I'm watching my trade lose. Chart watching when I don't. When I have a set and forget strategy, I was like, fuck's sake. Then what happens? Within a couple candles, go straight back up to 2.5R. Again, if you were break even, you would have been out, no win. Then what happens? Some people might have been like, right, it's gone break even, it's came back up, it's giving us a chance. I'm going break even now. What would have happened then? Let me actually drag this across so you can see. The people that would have maybe feared or managed their position or closed early would have got stopped out again there. You can't even see it, but you would have got stopped out. It came back to break even there. But this is why you have to just hold. Then it wicked up to 3R. This was when I was like a bit like 3R was literally here. It was 168. 3R was there. So it's wicked up to 3R early morning, yeah. and then reverse straight away. So I didn't even have enough time to trail. Like, luckily on my live accounts it just hit there. Didn't have enough time to trail. It like straight away went back down to what? Like within the same candle straight away we went back to 2R. So I was like, fuck, and then you'll see what happens. Then it goes down to fucking break even, and then I was like, fuck, like even then, like I'm not an emotional trader, and you shouldn't be emotional. Even then, I was like, fuck, do I go break even because it's just hit 3R? If this hits stop loss, I don't see that as a 1R loss. Like I see that as a 4R loss because I should have won. I should have taken I should have hit 3R, or if not for the accounts that I didn't hit 3R on, were just the ones I was trailing. So my trailing My trailing stop should have gone to 2.5R. So I'm missing out on, instead of winning 2.5R, I'm losing whatnot. So then I've dropped down 3.5R. That's what I was thinking in my head. I was like, fuck. But again, just got to trust the process. Like, I took the risk on the evals. That's why I don't do it on live accounts, because like when there's money on the line, you just want to be the most safe you can be with trading. But evals, I'm willing to risk. So howled, and then luckily, because that's like, this game is a bit of luck. Like, you do need luck coming into it, like with timing and such. We go up and hit 4R, and like I said there, there we go. So 50k, fresh account. I don't know. There we go. 50k fresh account, live account. I don't know where it says that shit, but qualified. There we go. Oh wait, step 2. I don't know, but you can see I can take payouts. So there you go. So now I'm actually going to add in my other account now. So I'm going to add in this 50k this week. Hopefully just don't go on a losing streak, so otherwise I'm going to blow a 50k phase 1 and put one account into drawdown, which then I'm thinking, like, do I just wait? Obviously, now I wish that I just started them both at the same time, then I'd have 2 pass, but obviously there's the reason you do it, because if I lost and blew that account, then right now I'd have a fresh account. But yeah, so I took the risk. I got lucky with my timing. Like, that is just it. That's why I go heavy on the thing of, like, maybe dropping down the account size to buy them more frequently, because you're going to need that luck. You're going to need the luck of, you might have a week where you return more R than you've returned in the past, like 3-4 months. And you might have lost the 2 weeks before, but you haven't bought an account since. So then that, all you're going to do, you might bring an account out of drawdown to a phase 1 pass. But if you bought an account that week, you'll pass in phase 1 and phase 2 that week. And then the next week, you might win one trade and boom, you can just wait for a payout. Like, that is the thing. Like, the probabilities is massive in trading. Luck is massive in trading. So if you can put yourself on the best, like, side of luck, side of probabilities, the chance to catch the best probabilities, then you're gonna see the most amount of, like, success from doing that. So that is it. Episode 3, and I've passed phase 2. We're gonna add in phase 1 now. So next video will it'll probably just be next weekend, or I could blow the account before next weekend. I could pass the account before, and then I'll update. Either whatever happens first, next weekend, a pass or a fail of the account. And then yeah, hopefully I update you on, where's my payout date? 19th of August, which is 2 weeks today. Obviously, yeah, 2 weeks. If I can update you in 2 weeks that I have a payout, that will be lovely. And I think I will, because 2 weeks, I'm just going to take every trade like I normally do. 1% risk, 10 trades drawdown. If I get 1 win on the first trade, I might even just leave that for payout, because like the series is trying to get a payout, so I may as well secure a payout. Or I might just be a bit greedy and go for 2. But I'm just thinking, because of the recent period we've had with the wins and whatnot, obviously, like, probability knows no history. Like, just because you lost the last trade, it doesn't mean you're more likely to win this trade, and vice versa. Probability doesn't have no memory. It's just, you're the same likelihood to lose and win every trade as you were every trade, if that makes sense. So I could just carry on trade. I think I will just trade it. Either I go out 4R, which would be a 2k payout, or, so say I won 2 trades, or I got like a trail, which I don't do on my live account, so I won't. But let's say I win 2 trades, but I lose 2 in that time. I'd still take a payout. I'd be happy with that. But to be fair though, If I win the first one, I probably would just wait for a payout, because would be nice to get a payout on these fresh accounts, get the ball rolling with the series of just tracking everything I get from these accounts, like till I blow them. But yeah, that has been episode 3, boys. If you've got any questions, if you need any help, message me. All my links are in the description. All my links, and use my code at ACG H1, the coldest code in the game. So use it.